So, starting with our next presentation, we'll be talking about digitalization and the digital enterprise in the manufacturing industry. And I can see what most of you are thinking now, digitalization. Again, really? Is that all we're talking about here every day?
Chris, you shouldn't talk negatively about digitalization because we're living in some really exciting times. And to me, you don't look like a guy who lives in the past, right?
Well, no, and I don't mean it that way. Not that everything was bad in the past. I mean, you probably remember vinyl, right?
Yeah,
remember the crackle, remember the feel, remember the sound of vinyl?
Yeah. I mean, vinyl is going through a revival at the moment for good reasons, that's for sure. But I'm sure you're also forgetting all those hours you sat in front of that record player, ripping the music off the LP to get that mixtape for Friday night. And I mean, you also want music for your morning run on your Walkman, because taking one of those on your back running wouldn't make a lot of sense, right?
True. That's basically the time when music was digitized, right? And I mean, when CDs came out, everything became way much easier.
Yeah, and that's a very good thing you said there. And going from analog to digital is digitization, but we're living in the age of digitalization at the moment. And yet you had the problems also with the CDs that you could not listen to more than one album at a time unless you had a CD player with those 5 slots in, which I did not have personally. So, and then, sorry for talking, I'm getting into this now. So,
go for it,
Yeah, so then music streaming came along and things got much easier for you. Put together playlists, right?
That's what I do nowadays, basically every day. I mean, I think a lot of people here stream music. I wouldn't want to be without it.
Me neither. And I do use it every day. And if you think it from the nerdy aspect, it's analyzing our behavior of listening to music. And then also you, Chris, sporty as you are, I know that you're running those 10Ks every morning, be rain, be snow, be wind, you do it.
That's right.
And those streaming services are actually proposing music to you to get that extra bit of energy out of your morning run.
And you know what? That'd be great if my shoes would actually do that for me. You know?
And how exactly do you mean?
Well, give me that extra boost and run for me.
Run for you?
Yeah.
I can look into it. I can't make any promises, but I'm a very nice guy, so I check into it. But what I can tell you, though, is that today you can go to certain shoe stores and design that particular special-made crisp pair of shoes made to fit your stature, your weight, your running pattern, and you get them delivered in the same time and in the color of your choice, sir. Same price, or a comparable price tag, at least, with the mass-produced pair of shoes.
Now, I am aware that digitalization, of course, changes the way we buy things. It changes the way we use things. But what does this actually have to do with the manufacturers now? Now, I can't really bridge the gap now between that and the customized mass production and all those things you were talking about.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we're talking about this customization and flexibility because we all have different choices, wishes, lifestyles, etc. So companies still need to deliver products to market as fast as possible with a high quality, take advantage of the resources available, get even more efficient.
Slow down.
Okay.
You're not in the office, all right?
Sorry. I get carried away.
More tangible. Come on.
Yeah, okay. So, suggestion, take a seat, I take over, and we meet when I'm done, right?
I said something wrong, I guess.
Yeah,
all right, have fun, Magnus.
So, warm welcome, my name is Magnus, and I'm going to talk about digitalization. And as I mentioned that companies need to get faster, provide flexibility, etc., still producing with high quality and efficiency, and of course protect everything, the intellectual property, that is important. And the main reason why most of you are here is to discover new technologies, and we have a few of those here at display. If we look at technologies such as generative design or topology optimization, it's taken nature's approach to designing products, like an organic approach. Most amazing constructions are able to be produced. And for that, you need manufacturing methods. Additive manufacturing, a very cool technology, which actually is on display behind the stage here, or behind you. You can take a look afterwards. We are able to print both steel and other components in a layer-by-layer method to create very amazing products. How products are evolving is also changing. I'm fairly sure most of you are in touch with the cloud. And the cloud is much more than just storing data. It's more about analyzing data and feed that insight back into the product and the production development process. And if you want to take on this approach, you need to reevaluate those 3 steps: ideation, realization, and the utilization of a product and the product. And how you do that, the best way is kind of to align those 3 steps with each other using our value chain, which goes from design and all the way to services. The aim is to weave a digital thread of information going through the entire chain. And why is this transformation needed? Well, it's probably the only way and the best way for sure to meet the increasing complexity in both product and production. And it also gives you the opportunity to react fast on changing customer demands, the higher complexity, as I said, in product and production. And we call this the holistic approach. And in order to get data flowing back and forth, we need to have a platform or collaboration platform, Teamcenter, where data is stored and sent to different stakeholders. Behind it all, we got MindSphere, our open IoT operating system. And when we're analyzing data, we also can feed that information back into the value chain in order to have this continuous optimization, because, as I said in the beginning, efficiency is key. And at this point in time, and everything is flowing back and forth, up and down, we actually develop what we call a digital twin of the entire value chain. And in this environment, which is more or less just in the computer, you got the product, your production line, you can simulate, validate, test, optimize, do everything you need in a virtual environment. In order to explain this, I'm going to use one of our own products, a bit more tangible, as Chris asked for. This is a semantic field PG. PG stands for Programmiergerät, and it's German for laptop, I'm told. I might be wrong there, but that's what I'm told. And if you want to build one of those, you would obviously start in the design solution, CAD, NX-CAD, CAE, CAM. So constructing, simulating, manufacturing, planning. And when we talk about simulation, you know, in a laptop like this, you've got a processor, and the processor is generating energy and heat. And you can take a look at the physical behaviors of the processor, which is hidden under that cooling bracket. And perhaps we realize in the simulation that it's way too much heat being generated, which could obviously be bad. So what options do you got? Change to a smaller processor, or perhaps change the design. The smaller processor is probably not an option. You don't want a slow computer. Since we are in an associative environment, the simulation expert sends this information back to the construction engineer, who then can change the size of the bracket using synchronous technology for one thing, or simply by copying and doing a paste of an additional cooling element on the side of the housing. Since a few weeks back, we've got a new family member in the Siemens house, and that is Mentor Graphics. So from now on, we are also offering solutions for design and simulation of electronic components. Feel free to come in here if you like and have a seat. Nice, comfortable seats up here. Anyway, at this point in time, we have developed a digital twin of the product, all stored in Teamcenter. And next step would be to plan the production. And as I said, Teamcenter is key for this. And in that environment, we are connecting the product with the process, the resource, and the plant data in an environment, getting what we call a bill of process. And this bill of process we're also using when we're simulating ergonomics, for example. You want to make sure that the work height is correct, so you don't get the crew in the factory some work-related injuries or fatigue or similar. And this is Jack and Jill. If you got an automated assembly, you might want to use a robot like this dual-arm robot to develop, plan, optimize. As you see, also in the same environment, same operations, yet with a robot. Simulation can also be used to check how material is flowing through a facility, because you need to ensure that you can produce the volume that you have signed up for. And with plant simulation, you check the material flow through the facility, you're discovering bottlenecks, you're scaling the buffers, and you're even analyzing the energy consumption in this factory. In a factory, there are machines. Those are also being modeled in a virtual environment. And we have the logics all set up and fine and going. Then we can do something we call automated engineering, which is basically taking that information from the digital twin and push it into TIA Portal, our engineering framework, and keep on modeling the automation that's kind of all around it. And that information is then being used when we do the commissioning, or at least the virtual commissioning of this very machine. So we got Process Simulate to the left with the robot, we got the TIA Portal, and we got a digital twin of the S7-1500 Simatic controller. PLC Sim Advanced is the word we call it. used to call it. And when everything is validated, optimized, and debugged, we can take this validated PLC code down to the shop floor and really do a huge cut in the real commissioning time, because more or less everything is validated. This robot and assembly process can actually be seen in my courtyard in the middle of the booth, the Digital Enterprise Suite courtyard. So you're welcome to visit me after this presentation. And with that, we have created also the digital twin of the production. And at this point in time, we start producing the laptop. And also, when the production is running, there may be needs for optimization in the production flow. In what order should the laptops be produced, depending on color, configuration, etc. Because here, there's also a lot of room for improvement. This is the tool called Semantic Preactor. Quality and speed was important. In order to enable that, you also need work instructions, because you want to make sure that the colleagues in the factory are doing it in the right order. And this is Semantic IT MES. And you see the picture of the robot. It's kind of a spin-off product from the production planning step that we're now communicating and using in the work instructions on the shop floor. Quality, extremely important to make sure that we're producing quality. And throughout the manufacturing process, with our quality management systems, we're constantly monitoring the level of quality of the product as it's being produced. This is proacting. You're not reacting. You get a notion, something ain't right here. And based on that information, you can actually pinpoint what caused this quality deviation that you don't want to have. And since we're producing a lot of products, we're also producing a huge amount of data. Data that is extremely valuable and data that we want to use and analyze. And with MindSphere, our cloud-based open IoT operating system, we collect and analyze the data and transform it into knowledge. So that would be the three twins that we have. The twin of the product, the production, and the digital twin of the performance. The nice thing with our solution is that we have it all on one integrated data model, Teamcenter. And what that means is that all stakeholders involved in the process of process development and the product development, they all got access to the right data at the right moment in time, no matter where they are on the planet. And that's Teamcenter. And this is, of course, something that also increases efficiency, and you can work more or less on the same data no matter where you are. So what do you need for all this? Well, it is the Digital Enterprise Suite, which looks like this. You got Teamcenter at the fundament, you got Product Lifecycle Management, Manufacturing Operations Management, Total Integrated Automation, and MindSphere in one area. And more information about this can also be found by me in the middle of the booth. And to me and to us, this is the only way to get that additional speed, to reach that level of flexibility that is required to meet the customer demands and changing business models, producing with quality, take advantage of the resources available today and get even more efficient, and at the same time, protect everything for your intellectual property and cyber attacks. And this is kind of what you need to transform your enterprise into a digital enterprise and be that game changer that you want to be, and making sure that the future is actually yours. Chris, I'm done. Welcome back on stage.
You said the future is mine.
The future is yours.
Those are big words.
I know.
Thank you very much. Maybe a big round of applause, Magnus.